SlapViper.
Picture this. June 27th, 2012. You go and watch the Team Fortress 2 Meet the Pyro video. You see nothing but destruction and death in the Pyro's wake. Interviews from the other characters who are also scared of this maniac. Then you look at the Pyro's point of view and you see this world full of color and rainbows and what other pleasant things you could find. Fast forward to 2014, Shoko Nakajima faced off against a woman who, from her point of view, is all smiles and rainbows but leaves nothing but chaos in her path. Who knew wrestling would have the equivalent of Pyro in the form of a white dragon? Today's topic is RIKA TATSUMI and why I love her so much. But before we could talk about why I love RIKA TATSUMI, I want to tell you all who RIKA TATSUMI is. RIKA TATSUMI is a Japanese professional wrestler currently signed to TJPW. She's one of the 4 pillars of the promotion, with Shoko Nakajima, Miyu Yamashita, and Yuka Sakazaki, with the latter leaving the promotion. Her career has been cladded with championship gold, including the Princess of Princess, Princess Tag, International Princess, and the Iron Man Heavy Metal Championships, with RIKA TATSUMI even becoming the inaugural Grand Slam champion TJPW back in 2023. Speaking of 2023, she also won the Princess of the Decade Award in that year, and the previous year won the Max Heart tournament with Miyu Watanabe, becoming the longest reigning Princess Tag Team Champions as a result of winning that tournament and winning the titles with her. RIKA TATSUMI's charm comes from not only her incredible in-ring skill, providing wrestling fans with insane matches with just about anyone under the sun, but her charm and chaoticness adding to how good the White Dragon is, making her not only one of the best wrestlers in the world, but one of the funniest wrestlers in the world. First up, we will talk about RIKA TATSUMI's work rate. RIKA TATSUMI is not only one of the best wrestlers in TJPW, but in the entire world. Her complex style of leg work, submission-based offense with a brutal arsenal of attacks like her backbreaker and dragon sleepers, mixed with her entertaining offense such as her elbow drop and her hip attacks, make her a standout performer. Her facial expressions and selling are some of the most believable in the world, with it coming off as comedic enough to be entertained, but serious enough to make you invested and cheer for her. RIKA TATSUMI has very unique counters to certain moves you've never seen, like when she's choked Miyu Watanabe when she did the Canadian backbreaker, or hitting the dragon screw on Shoko Nakajima when she did the 619. Mostly every time she goes out there, she gives you either match of the night or top 3 matches of the entire show, and in some cases, a match of the year contender. No matter if she's in singles, tag, trios, or even in some comedy match, RIKA TATSUMI always performed to the best of her ability. Next up, I want to mention just how funny and entertaining RIKA TATSUMI can be. From her obsession with Mizuki, her making zombies cower in fear, her strangling people because she thinks she's hugging them, buying drinks during a match, and overall making anyone she comes into contact with, including her own tag partners, really uncomfortable. Not only all of that, but even with her backstage antics, like training her ass for hip attacks, yes, that's a real thing that happened somewhere on your screen, or even getting locked out of the ringside area and breaking in like a horror film character. Her backstage promos are also incredibly funny, like when she begged Miyu Watanabe for her title match by strangling her, or when she cussed out Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita, which TJPW should 100% release the uncensored version of that, because that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Finally, I want to talk about just how versatile she is as a performer. Fantastic tag team wrestler, and even better singles wrestler. She can play the foil for a fiery babyface like when she fights Shoko Nakajima or Suzume, or even playing on the defensive with logical hope spots like when facing people who aren't as easy to pick apart like Miyu Yamashita or Maxine Paler. In trios, tag, and singles matches, she thrives with her charisma and her engaging moveset. The comedy she does is always funny, and her spot of playing that more serious role that you can be engaged with on a deeper level makes her so good. RIKA TATSUMI is a very complex and interesting character, one of the premier wrestlers in TJPW, where there's a strong case for a good chunk of people in TJPW that you could say are the premier wrestler. I related Rika Tatsumi earlier to the Pyro from Team Fortress 2, and for good reason. Their arcs are similar in the sense of causing violence and mayhem, despite neither of them having any recollection or no meaning to cause said violence, and seeing it more as this happy-go-lucky world, which is why Rika Tatsumi thinks she's hugging people while she's strangling them, and why Rika doesn't see herself as standoffish or very creepy when making people around her in pain or uncomfortable. It's honestly very funny how I appreciate Rika Tatsumi because the Pyro is also my favorite video game character from Team Fortress 2. When I would play the game a lot, I would always pick the Pyro. I guess there's a reason I put her in my top 5 because there's something special about her. So many wrestlers can be great or entertaining, but very few can combine them both. And Rika Tatsumi, she combined them both super well and continues to be this juggernaut and is still going strong. And I mean, she probably just had the year of her career last year in 2023, and we're about halfway through 2024. I'm pretty sure she's going to do a lot more this year, and who knows, she might become Princess of Princess Champion this year. But with that being said, I hope everything I told you here today, from her work rate to her versatility, her character work, and somehow relating a Joshi wrestler to a video game character from 2007, I hope this convinces you that Rika Tatsumi is not only a great wrestler, but one of the most interesting characters in pro wrestling today. Thank you all so much for watching. Buy W and use SlapViperLLC at checkout for 10% off your W order. Donate to my coffee below if you want. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Quincy of SlapViperLLC, and I'll talk to you all later. Take care.